Hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up that if you enjoy what you see here, make sure that you like, comment, and share the video. And, if you like the rest of the stuff on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to see more of what I have to offer. It's free to do, and it'll help out a lot for the channel's growth. Also, I have a website that you can check out by clicking the link in the description below. Okay, that's enough begging from me for now, so let's just get on with the video already. So it's been a while since my last actual video, and even longer since my last update video. Since a lot has happened between then and now, I thought I'd make a new video to talk about all of these and more in better detail, as I'd bet you'd rather be listening to my enthusiastic voice than reading a large wall of text like I have to whenever I record one of these things. Now with all that said, let's get started with what happened last time. What was planned instead of just scrapped footage was going to be another learning Blender video, but because of how much of a frickin' pain in the ass trying to learn that program was, and still is, I thought it would be a better idea to just make a video only every once in a while for sanity's sake. And yes, there will be at least one more video in that series, because I don't like leaving it at just one video, after hyping up this thing like it was going to be a whole new direction. I mean, it will be, but it's going to be a very slow turn, if you get what I mean. What I actually uploaded was intended to be for a potential speed draw series that would go through my process of making some of my character designs in Photoshop that would have been uploaded in September. But problems with the footage arose, all because I used an iPhone to record it. And so, there were a bunch of issues when trying to get it to hit film. Because of the length of the footage, and that Apple thought it'd be a really good idea to have their file format for pictures and videos only really work on their site. So that was scrapped, but here's the end result if you've never seen it. Why didn't I just make any other video? Because of schoolwork, that's why. When I'm at home, I like to work late at night, that's just how I roll. So take a guess on what happens when you have a major project where 30% of your total mark due during that time. Well, it's simple really, you prioritize the project. And let's not forget, because on top of that, I also had to go to this virtual fair thing for college, where I played what was essentially a diet VR chat with frickin' tank controls. Really? What is this? 1995 or something? I mean, what they've managed to do was pretty impressive for what it is, I'll admit that, but the experience wasn't all that great for me. Especially when I got my download link almost an hour before the event was supposed to end. Yeah, that was fun. All of this and that just amounted to unneeded extra stress that I had to deal with, and continue to deal with as a matter of fact, as I'm at a pretty pivotal point in my life that just so happens to be during a goddamn pandemic. God, this thing is just so convenient for all the wrong reasons, isn't it? Now, let's move on to something that's not as personal or depressing. Next off, I managed to make a couple new logos for my projects, those being Lukeshardo and Lukeshardo, which has been renamed to Xshadow for obvious reasons, such as it just sounding cooler and a name change for the protagonist. His name is Lux now, in case you were wondering. I mean, you probably weren't, but I just wanted to let you know. And speaking of projects, I've recently announced something called Simple Tunes, which is supposedly going to be either a comic, animated series, or both, because I haven't really decided on which one it is yet. But what I do know is that it's supposed to be a bite-sized comedy series with short skits and featuring an, honestly, quite simple art style. Hence the name, Simple Tunes. Duh. Oh joy, but Lukeshardo, I hear you say. You dumbass. Now you have yet another project that won't really go anywhere anytime soon. Well, that's where you're wrong. Because like my YouTube series, this is meant to be a much more simple venture. See what I did there? That will be easier to finish. Right now, the only problem I have is where I'm supposed to start with this thing. Other than that, I'm probably fine. The next thing I want to talk about is Rec Room, aka the only thing I use my PSVR for, and the only place I really have fun talking to people. Those who also play the game should listen up for what I'm about to talk about, which is the fact that I finally made some full-on zero template custom rooms, with each one being more ambitious than the last. The ones I managed to release were Luke's Graffiti Wall, which is a giant canvas that people can paint whatever they want on, which was later updated with two smaller canvases, which I like to call Virgin Boards. for those who complain about the size of the main attraction. These are for you jackasses. Next we got Luke's Overworld, which is a hub area that leads to all my other rooms, including the first couple I've ever made way back when. It gets continually updated with new stuff whenever new rooms come out, so I recommend you go there if you ever want to get started with my custom rooms. And my most recent room, which I actually managed to get a few friends to help with, Luke's Parkour PvP, which is a little condensed battleground where players utilize parkour mechanics and any guns they can find scattered around the place in order to climb up a leaderboard. It's a fun time playing with friends, so make sure you come here for your PvP fix. And by the time this video goes up, I was able to get started with working on another room. Though, all I can say here is that you should probably think of this one as Stunt Runner, but with guns. Yeah, that already sounds like fun. So, you just wait for what I have in store. And that's about all the Rec Room stuff I have to talk about here. So let's move on to something else before I drive away most of my audience. Okay, now for some minor stuff, such as playing quite a few games recently. Wow, me talking about games other than Rec Room or Superhot? What blasphemy. Ever since August, I've been getting more and more games from Steam, filling out my games library more quickly, mostly thanks to the sheer staggering number of deals that can be found on it. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's so many. Such games include a bunch of Sonic games, Devolver Digital games, and Ghost Runner. The first truly graphically intensive game that I've downloaded on something other than a console, and it runs fantastically. It just blew my expectations on that front. Other than that, I found the gameplay to be incredibly addicting. It feels like a combination of Superhot and Katana Zero, which probably explains something now that I think about it. It's balls to the walls hard, but the constant checkpoints and fast respawning, combined with the swordplay and platforming, was just fun through and through. Except for that one boss fight with that damn pillar that shoots lasers everywhere. That one took me way too long to memorize and get through. It almost killed my entire perception of the game. I swear, if it had an ass, I'd tell it to shove an entire continent up there. It's that bad. Other than that, the game is really solid. You should go check it out when you can, or at least try the demo out on Steam. Another minor thing, when this video comes out, the new generation of consoles, being the PS5 and Xbox Series X, would have made their debut around a week ago, which is great, especially considering the time we all live in right now. Seeing as my birthday and Christmas are almost right around the corner, I'll be waiting until then to hopefully get one, or both, of them. Well, I mean that and hopefully a mic that isn't $20. You might be asking why I'm getting a new console, despite already having a gaming laptop/PC. It's because I'm still a console player at heart, and I like playing games on screens that are a bit larger and farther away. And also so that I won't have to sit on a frickin' folding chair the whole time while playing. I'm telling you, those are the literal definition of a pain in the ass. That, and all my friends still play exclusively on consoles, despite all being epic gamers. Also, hey, if you somehow haven't noticed until now, I finally got around to drawing those new poses for my avatar. Sure, the design is pretty simplified, but that'll just help to better emphasize the poses I make. Watch this video right here to get what I'm talking about. As long as I have my face, gloves, scarf, and headset antenna things, what are they? I can't remember. You'll still be able to recognize my avatar from everything else pretty easily, because that's the power of good character design. Again, go check it out. I've had the old poses since late March, and my art style has changed quite a bit, so I think now is certainly a good time for a bit of an overhaul. I also made a small update for my outro as well. Yeah, not all that much has changed, but at least I don't have to worry about aligning the boxes in the video to the boxes with the actual videos in them anymore. And that's all there seems to be for that. So yeah, that seems to be just about it for the updates over here. All, or anyone else for that matter, can hope for is that everything can get better soon. Whether that's just personal troubles, or this whole damn pandemic for that matter. Just stay safe, everyone. Anyway, that's all I have for now, so I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time.